Hey, what's going on, Sports Cars fans? Ray from Philly here, and welcome to the Sports Card Hall of Fame Network's third annual Football Card Hall of Fame induction class. This is the third year of the induction class for the Football Card Hall of Fame. We topped last year's voting with 188 total votes this year. It was a very, very nice turnout. Thank you, everybody who came onto the site and watched it and did their voting. So it was great. Very happy with the turnout. So without a further ado, I'm going to be bringing in Bart and Scott, the commissioners for this league here. Guys, how you doing tonight?
Hey, Ray. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, no problem, man. Scott, what's going on?
Just chilling up here in Wisconsin. What else can you say? Doing good.
Cool, man. So I'm going to be leaving you guys on here, and you're going to be to tell everybody, I'm the only one who knows who got elected. Scott and Bart have no clue who have been elected. So this is the first time they're seeing this. None of us voted on this. So this is going to be like real reaction. I know, but these two guys don't know. So it's going to be real reaction, and it's going to be fun to see their reactions on their faces to see some of these cards that did better than they might have thought of. So I'm going to leave, guys, and you guys take it from here, and I'll see you at the end.
All right. Thanks, Ray. Like Ray said, an intro to our third class here. 45 cards were on the ballot. We did a little change up this year. We allowed 10 in the first 2 years, but we screened it down to 5 cards are getting in this year. So the top 5 vote getters, and then we'll have 5 bottom vote getters that'll be off the ballot next year, and we'll reintroduce some newer ones. So like Ray said, we haven't seen this yet, so it's kind of a blind reveal for us. And it should be interesting. We've got our thoughts on what should probably be the top 5, especially based on previous year's results, but it should be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm not sure exactly how Ray is going to unveil this to us, and it's one at a time start or not, but I'm excited to see what's up.
Yeah, and I'll give a shout out to Ray. Thanks in advance for all his efforts behind the scenes. Me and Scott get to do the easy part and just screen cards and think about it and pontificate. But
no problem. It's starting
Ray puts
with
it together, and
number 5 will be first.
Okay.
All right, so let's get into it. There we go. Our first one inducted here, okay. The 4 Horsemen. I think last year it was probably top 10 of those that didn't get in. Is that about right, Scott?
I think so. It was somewhere around there.
So we got some college love here. As there's no pro depiction there, but that's pretty cool. And awesome set, right? 55 All-American.
Yeah, I'm not surprised about it. I mean, when you talk about aesthetics of a card, this has it all with the logos. If you're a logo person, it's got that. It's got the 4 players on the card, so kind of just depicts football, the sport in general. I like that this is in the top 5, and not necessarily surprised. And yeah, I love it.
Maybe Eagles fans had something to do with this, since I saw a lot of Kelly Green showing up there, right?
Yeah, I think so.
All right. Well, the voters have spoken, so number 5, that's in there. Next up, Ray. Oh, my boy.
Wow.
Another green one. What's going on here? That's when the Colts wore green for a short period in the late 40s. But Yelverton Abraham Tittle, one of the great passers of his day, and a very tenured quarterback. Played with the 49ers for a long time, as well as finishing up with the Giants, and took them to a couple of championship games. Even got 7 touchdowns in a game once, so pretty significant. And then, Scotty, I'm sure you're a big fan of 1950 Bowman, so a beautiful picture there with the clouds behind him.
I love this card. Look at the sky in the background. I mean, another just very aesthetically pleasing card. Both of these first 2 have been that. Not necessarily the player, but the card itself. And this is first ballot, isn't it, for Y.A. Tittle? Didn't we just put him on?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's surprising.
Maybe we had shortchanged him in previous years, I suppose, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
We had, when me and Scott put these ballots together, we have to check our biases. So I don't want to front load just a bunch of Niners on the list, and I try to keep him from front loading Packers in there. But that's pretty cool to see. First timer in there, so.
And I was definitely pushing for this one too. Like I think 50 Bowman's are such a great set, and this is behind Otto Graham. I think this is probably the next most sought after card in the set, arguably. So, not surprised, but I'm kind of pleasantly surprised at this one getting
For sure.
in.
And it's always great to see something that's in your collection get in there too. This was the first big boy card, as I say, that I bought, I believe in 2011-ish or something along those lines. Into the four figures, so that's why I call it a big boy card. That was the first one I ever bought.
Absolutely.
What's got third place here? Hey, another 55 All-American as well.
This was this one, I think, one of the first couple out last time around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Obviously it needed to be in the Hall of Fame pretty soon, right? Like this is an all-time great card of an all-time great player. Awesome action shot. Even if you're not a pro fan, you should get some Alabama votes in there too, right? With the old Crimson Tide logo, you can't beat that.
Yeah, obviously, the player we're talking about, top football player of all time, top 2-3 receiver of all time, as well. So, not surprised, because this one was just off the list last time around. So, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with the results from the 55 Topps All American. This is like the third one in now. So that's pretty neat. And again, aesthetically pleasing card with like logos and all the rest. So I'm
Absolutely.
definitely thrilled this card got in.
Let's see number 2. All right, he was overdue. We all thought that Marino made it in before him. We were wondering in previous years which one was going to get it first. Marino beat him by a fair bit, but Elway was real close on the last year's ballot. So, as kind of expected to see him get in there, and he did very well, right? Second place vote getter this year. That's pretty good. So John Elway, iconic 84 set. And, if you're of the demographic of somewhere near the age range of me and Scotty, 84 Topps is a big set that you're aware of, and you probably have some cards that, even if it's not this one, that you love in that set, because that's our era of collecting in our youth.
Yeah, I think this is the 1 and 1A with the Merino, so we were kind of wondering when this one would get in, and I'm not surprised it's this time around. If they didn't get in this time, I was pretty much certain they would get in next time, but it turns out it got number 2 in the vote getting, so it more than got in.
Mm-hmm. It helps that Ray found a perfectly centered version to put on the vote, right?
There's a nice one.
The aesthetics help even better.
Do you have any predictions for what might be the number 1 vote getter before Ray puts it up?
As long as it's vintage, I'll be pretty happy, I believe, right? I don't think Moderns haven't been doing as well, rightfully so, because we still got to get some vintage out of the way. So I forget what our number 1
I think it was the Beecher, wasn't it? The Goodwin champions?
He was close, yeah.
I don't remember if it was the first one out last year or somewhere close, but that would be my guess if I had to guess, but I'm not sure.
Let's see if that was a one-hit wonder or not. Ray, what do you got for us? Oh man, fly Eagles fly. All right. Absolutely deserving.
These results.
Yeah, we got some Kelly Green jerseys in there. We got some Eagles. That's pretty telling for those Eagles fans. They came out in large voting, I guess. But no, this one absolutely, probably should have been in there earlier. So all-time great card. Just look at the colors on this thing. Concrete Charlie, you can't beat it. So proud to have this card in my collection. 48 leaf beauties.
Yeah, and I just added this card last year as well, along with the Tittle, ironically. So I got a little leg up on the YouTube Sports Card Hall of Fame category. I don't know.
Yeah. Still got to get that a registry set, but yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. I love this card. Obviously, you got the colors popping, the unique colors at that with the red and blue and yellow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very pleased this card got in. I think it's certainly deserving.
Let's see how close we were. About half to Concrete Charlie there. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
And all of those 5 were doing pretty strong.
Yeah, they're all fairly close, I think, too. There wasn't like a big runaway card necessarily. It was like nobody got over 50%, but like a good chunk of people, uh, right in that exact same range, voted for those cards. I feel like.
Yeah, it's a good strong show. All right, not quite in there. Oh, LT was pretty close though.
I was thinking that might have been in this time, just because I really think he's the best defensive player of all time. So
I
like,
agree.
yeah. Again, do you vote for the player? Do you vote for the card that the player is on? Though, that's just it.
That's in the eyes of the voter, right? That's
It
kind
is.
of why
It
we
is
always
people.
challenge it, and that's why
Yeah.
putting the ballots always fun, because it pulls on our heartstrings of player versus piece of cardboard and what's depicted in what year frame and everything. But that's pretty cool.
Any other
But
surprises in that next 6 through 10?
let's see, we
See,
got Mean you. Iron Guy. Oh,
can
beat
you
you
go
a
back?
little.
Can you go back one slide, Ray? Sorry. There we go. Like to me, the Tarkenton is a little surprised
Yeah,
that was just out.
that's impressive showing for Tarkenton. We expected Luckman and everybody, Mean Joe for the 70s is a big one there. Iron Mike, or not Iron Mike, but Dicka.
Yeah,
Yeah, that Tarkenton's a little stronger than I would anticipate.
I agree.
But shout out to 62 Tops for going strong there. All right, Beecher, still a strong showing. I don't see it carrying the way it kind of gotten some votes earlier, just because it's not that well known of a card. It should definitely get some love, as it did. But I still think kind of where it's at right now, it might have that fight for another year or two as well.
Got Reggie White up there at number 13.
Yeah, to see like a Tarkenton beat out a Luckman and a Reggie White, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Gifford.
Here's 21 through 30. There's your OJ at 22.
Yeah, he'll treat his way up there. Playoff contenders Tom made it to 25, so there's kind of your first. I think that was your first big modern card there.
Yep.
He's beaten out SP Authentic, but that makes sense because that's an autograph contenders there. So that beats out the numbering of just the SP Authentic. So I'll buy that for sure.
Then you got Lily, Largent. Those are all first ballot guys. Alworth, who we brought back onto the ballot.
That's right.
Walker, first ballot guy.
Is Alworth the highest return for one of the ones we reintroduced to the ballot from a previous?
Yeah, I think so. That's the highest one I think I've seen so far.
And Dawson, Ernie Davis did pretty solid.
Yeah.
Shout out to John. He makes a plug for that one every time.
Ignite Train Lane in there.
Joe Pine there. Santa Claus with the 38. All right, Santa Claus stayed in. He's going to be on the ballot one more year.
Yep, he made the ballot.
Bo Jackson. Good deal. I like it. Favre made it in there. All right, that means your boy Aaron Rodgers is getting booted again.
I don't see Aaron Rodgers yet, so we brought him back, and I guess we're kicking him off again, huh?
Yeah. Tom Brady. Randy Moss is getting booted. Oof.
Again.
All right. I mean, I get it. That's a lot of modern, right? So the voters have spoken on pro vintage, and that's near and dear to all of us here at the Sports Card Hall of Fame Network. So no animosity there.
I did find it interesting that we're actually going to be booting the Brady, the main Brady rookie.
Yeah. And we talked about this in some of the nomination discussions and stuff, or in those videos. There's a certain point where the card isn't common enough to continue to trudge up a lot of the interest, right? I think this suffers. You just don't see it as much, and even when it does pop up, it's not like too many of us have that in our saved searches on eBay, just because, we're probably not planning on shelling out the thousands upon thousands it needs. So you're not going to see it on your timeline like you're going to see, an 84 Elway or whatever. So
yeah, and Ray Lewis and LT were the first balloters this time around, and they're going to probably
those were our test cases for a little bit more modern there, right? Obviously, Brady and Peyton Manning are going to get a little bit more love with the quarterback background there. We were going to see what the others did. And the voters spoke on those. So we got to think vintage pretty heavy next year when we introduce some more cards.
Yeah. The Brady is surprising to me that like some of those other like lower tier vintage cards beat out the main rookie of the Brady.
I can't believe Santa Claus beat out Brady.
That's true.
Santa Claus. Let's go back to. I had to look at this 13 times to make sure. The 1989 Pro Set Santa Claus, 38th place. He is returning.
Outstanding.
Next year over the SP Authentic of the GOAT, Tom Brady. Granted, Brady's still on though because of his.
He's got the contenders in there. Yeah,
he's got the contenders in there.
All right, so I got next year. We'll find a Santa Claus on card auto and see if we can beat out that contenders, right?
Yeah, he's. I'm trying to find him now. Where is he? He's there. He is. He's 25th. So, he's still pretty high up there. But just to see the Santa Claus beat out the SP Authentic, which is a big rookie, is really weird but strange too at the same time.
It was good to see Allworth, because we reintroduced him. And we were just having a hard time finding cards that should be on that list, but higher, more significant way than him. And so to see him do that well in the middle of the pack, getting reintroduced, that's pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here's your recap. Top 5. That's awesome.
Yep. But there it goes.
I need to go get a 4 Horsemen card now.
Yeah, dude. That's like Scott said. That's 3 55 tops All-American cards now, right? You have Newt Rockney was the other one.
Thorpe,
Jim Thorpe.
Yeah.
Ray, does anything surprise you in the top 5?
In the top 5, actually, but there.
Concrete Charlie number 1.
Actually, yeah, that and number 1, that was like whoa. In that top 5, yeah, I'd have to say my boy Chuck finishing in the top 5 was a surprise. Mean Joe Green, yeah, did really well. Was this? I can't remember if this was his first year.
It was.
That's incredible for 9th place.
Yeah.
Yep. And the Tittle was first year too, and that got in.
Yeah, and that got in, right.
Yeah.
So I know John's gonna be happy with Mean Joe Green. Yeah, I was floored, shocked at that.
And the Beecher fell off a little bit.
Well, I think he was just outside the top 10 last year, so I think he actually moved up. He was like 12th or 13th last year, and now he's 11th. It just looks like he was further back because you only have top 5 this year, but he was 12th or 13th last year, so he actually did improve. And Reggie White did really well, and Van Brocklin. It's 79 tops. Earl Campbell in the top 20. Wow,
Campbell did pretty well, number 18. That's great.
Yeah. Earl Campbell's a surprise for me. I mean, 20. Yeah. No, am I mistaken?
That's the demographic. That's kind of closer to your age range there, Ray. A couple years older than us, but
I remember watching him on Monday Night Football tearing off the jerseys.
If you get to watch him play, then you're probably gonna vote for him a little bit quicker. He was a monster.
And here, no major surprises. Doak Walker, maybe a little low on Doak. Blanda first year did really well.
Yeah,
nice card. OJ, I think he did. I think OJ moved up. He was 25th last year.
I mean, and that Tony Dorsett we talked about as maybe being a fringe guy to even put on the ballot, but
he was borderline.
It's not bad.
And he did well. He could be a couple years away.
Yeah, exactly.
The 70s did strong. Yeah,
they did.
70s did real strong. But I agree on the Fran Tarkenton. When you go back to the Tarkenton, 7th place.
Yeah,
70s, right? That was his heyday. And Vikings couldn't win a Super Bowl, but they kept going.
31 to 40. Yeah, John's gonna be happy again with Ernie Davis doing pretty well.
Yeah, staying on the ballot.
And of course, Santa Claus at 38. I still can't get over that. And Favre. Favre beating out Brady on the SP Authentic. Favre beating out Brady, and very close. What was he? 16 votes, and Brady 15. Brady got booted off by Favre by 1 vote.
Yeah.
Well, 91 Stadium Club was a hobby changer in its own right, though, just like SP Authentic was. So
yeah,
shout out. I like it.
And
Yeah,
the Randy's a little surprising to me that it's finished so low again. Especially he's been in the news too lately, and
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah. You're right. That is a
He's probably a top
shocker.
3 receiver of all time, in my opinion. So I don't know.
Yeah, definitely top 2.
Should have snuck a sympathy vote or 2 extra out of that. But
Yeah, he didn't. There's
we'll have to sit him out for a year.
No activity there.
At least. But yeah, that's it. You know, the modern, you know, definitely got the boot and understood when we put together the ballot next year.
Yeah, Lawrence Taylor could be in next year. He finished the number 1 right outside looking in.
Yeah, him and Reggie White, the 2 next kind of modern guys that need to get there.
So 82 tops doing real. I mean, Ronnie Lott 34th. So 82 tops representing. Doing well. Yeah. So yeah, guys, I mean, great job. It was a lot of fun for me this year. So
yeah, this was fun.
Once again, the number 1 place voter there was Concrete Charlie. Eagles flying. And there's your class.
Ray, you weren't, you know, sliding your friends a couple bucks. Get on the link.
No. I mean, maybe John was with me and Joe Green. I don't know.
Making sure little Ray was voting and everything.
No. But yeah, so there's your top 5 for this year's class. So way to go.
Nicely done.
All right, guys.
Yeah,
well, I appreciate you doing this. Yeah, it was awesome. Coming up very soon is going to be the website. We'll come back on, the 3 of us, to launch the website coming up. And then you'll see all 3 classes in there. So that's going to be hopefully very soon. That's going to be launched actually very soon. So we'll be back on again to launch the Football Card Hall of Fame website. So great job, guys. Thanks for everyone for voting and having a nice turnout, passing last year's total. And really appreciate it. So see you guys again next year. Take care.
Thank you, guys.